What's going on, guys? Jesse here with MFC. Today we're showcasing to you our sister company MFCMD's line of products for the Tormach community. Today we're going to install the ArmorGuard Z-Way covers. It is a Z-axis upgrade for your factory bellows, turning them into a stainless steel, highly more protective solution to the problematic factory bellows that can wear over time from chips getting caught in the bellows and tearing them up. Installation is about 30 minutes to about 45. It's super simple, bolt-on solution. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, T15 Torx, or a 5/32 Allen key. We're going to showcase to you real quick how it's done. You're going to first start by moving your Y-axis all the way out so you can get to the backside of the 3 factory Phillips head screws. And then we'll show to you how simple it is to take the factory one off and slide ours on. So keep an eye out and let us know what you think. If you've got tools in your tool holder, you can either remove them or cycle them through turning them so they're out of your way. Sometimes it's just a pain in the butt when you're reaching in there and your arm grabs one of those end mills and slices it up. So, word of caution, we're just going to do that real quick. Get them out of the way. You've got 3 Phillips head screws right here. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to remove these 3 and then take this accordion bellow and slide it back. On both of our machines, they had these Phillips head screws. I am only assuming all machines came with these. If not, it's most likely going to be an M5 thread pitch and probably a Phillips or a socket head cap. But every one that we've used this upgrade on has been a Phillips head screw. So we slide it back. Good opportunity to clean this out if you want. There are 2 bolts on the bottom of this, which are straight over here. Camera should be able to pick it up. If not, we'll show you a quick picture of what it looks like. You could hardly see it, but you can see it in the video. I like to use my T15 to be able to use that to reach in and grab it instead of an Allen key. But T15, 5/32 are pretty much identical. Don't want to drop these bolts, so once you feel like they are ready to come out, use your finger to get the last couple of threads. Set them off to the side. So we've got the 2 bottom mounting bolts removed. There'll be 3 at the top, one on the right hand side of the column, one dead center, one on the left hand side. We'll show you how to get to this one, because if you have an ATC, that'll be in the way, but we lowered the Z all the way down, and then we can get it from the side. I made a mistake earlier. I said 5/32 and T15 are somewhat identical. That's a mistake. We are going to use the 5/32 on this. I just didn't have my morning coffee yet, so I'm a little bit hazy brained on that one. But we're using a 5/32 to get rid of these 3 socket cap bolts that hold the top of the bellows to the Z column. So I got the first one removed in the middle. We got one on the left. I'm removing that one. Should drop right down. And then we got the last one on the right. Last one on the right. It helps to have one of those Allen keys with the rounded ball so you can get up to a 25-degree grab. But once that's done, this will come like this. And it'll slide right out the bottom just like this. Just set this off to the side. Oh, then there goes one of the bolts. Now that you have the factory way covers moved out of the way, you're going to take your fully assembled ArmorGuard Z way covers that come to you with the upper mount already installed, which is this. The upper mount, the faceplate, and the lower mount are printed in-house on a 0.2 layer height, 99% infill with a gyroid pattern made of ASA, which is not only impact resistant, but it is engineered perfectly for a solution in a design environment like this. There will be 4 brass heat set nut certs that are already installed. And there's only one way that this could be installed, and that is with the counter bores pointing down. You have 3 counter bores, 1, 2, and 3. We install with the first one in the middle. This way it centers everything, and then you go with the right and the left. In your kit, you're going to have all new button head cap screws, stainless steel 18/8. You can use the T15 tool for this. I like to because it's got a gripping handle. And we're going to start with the first screw, dead center, and then move to the right and left. We're going to line up the first screw, dead center. Like I said, I like to use the T15 because just the gripping handle makes everything a little bit faster. I'm not going to super set it because we want to make sure we can get the other bolts lined up. Once you have all 3 in, then you can tighten it down on a nice snug fit. And now you have your upper mount mounted to your spindle column. If you compare the design of these Z-Way covers on the dovetail lining, you'll see that this is a little bit tighter than the factory. We've noticed with the factory ones, it wasn't a super tight fit around your dovetails, so you had a lot of forward and backward motion. When that happens, you can get chips behind it. So we tightened it up and we gave about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around for your dovetails. So it's held tight to the dovetails and it reduces the amount of flexion that you get off of the column. You'll make your Z accordion bellows right here. Push your Y out of the way and put this at a slight angle so you could slip it right on and underneath. Just like so. And now you have these attached all the way, just like this. We're going to bring our spindle down so we don't have to hold up so much of the armor guards, but just enough so we can see what we're doing. Now that we have your spindle about halfway down, we're going to start attaching the faceplate to the mount point that is put onto your column. And again, we're going to use the included hardware. These are the 4 that you'll be taking off your pre-assembled. And we could start by doing the 2 front, and then we'll go to the sides. Again, using that T15 with the gripping handle. Once you get one, it's pretty good at holding, so it gives one of your hands a break. I'll preload the screw onto the tool. Got one in. Now we'll work on the other faceplate one, right on the front. And then we'll do the sides. We've got the 2 front ones holding everything on, but it's not super tight. Push the Z-way cover so you get a perfect alignment to the heat set nut cert. And then on the ATC side, make sure your Z is all the way down for clearance. This way you could access it from the side. When doing your ATC side, make sure you have your Z down so you can access that hole. Nice and tight. Now you can come around and tighten the rest of the bolts. Once this is done, you have only 2 bolts remaining. And that'll be at the lower Z column mount. Now, we're going to lift our Z all the way up. Nice and slow to make sure everything catches and lines up inside for your way cover dovetails. The lower mount is designed so you can see where the 2 lobes are at the bottom. That is going to be where you're going to position your bolts. Again, using the T15 with the gripping handle, bolt with the washer. You're going to preload it, lift up, and start on the right if you're righty, left if you're lefty. You'll see at the bottom where the bolt has to go. Clearance is clearance, but not super tight, because you want to make sure you can get the other one in, because we do put a little bit of tolerance in just in case there's tolerance differentiations from the factory. My bolt preloaded onto the tool with the washer. Gonna lift up the bottom Z bellow and feel that bolt catch right there. You don't want to over tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it. You just want it to be a nice snug fit. Because these are M5 threads and you don't want to strip them out. Just like so. Now that we have our Z bellows attached, we're going to reattach the bottom rear Y cover with the 3 Phillips head screws right back to their factory positioning. I like to start with the middle, get everything centered. And then we have our remaining 3. Or scratch that, remaining 2. Just like that. And now you'll see we're going to move the Y-axis all the way back and see that you have a good solid 1/4 inch of clearance when the Z is in its lowest state. So these stainless covers do not come into contact, and you don't have to program any soft limits to your Z travel. But right now, I don't want to go too far and crash my spindle head into any of the tools, but we will show you a quick picture of the clearance between the back of the table. This Saunders 1100 XL plate is flush with the back of the table. We're going to open up the back window and give you an angled view of the clearance that you have right here. So you can grab Again, what we'll do here too is we'll just cycle through a quick program so you can see them performing as they would if a real live job was going. So we've installed the covers, put the factory Y bellow all the way back. ArmorGuard Z cover is installed. We're just gonna cycle through a normal program. No materials in there at the moment, but you can see how everything works and nothing is affected. So we'll just load up a standard program for one of the products that we make for MFC. And last one that we did is already installed with all the tools. I'm just going to cycle start it. The nice thing you'll see also is this runs a lot of coolant, so you'll see how the coolant hits the actual covers and allows all of the chips to flow off if chips were actually being run. I'll speed up the feed rate so it cycles through a lot of these programs and lines of code for tool changes. I'll turn the coolant off, open the window so you can see. You can see those Z covers. There's no binding. Liquid just flows right off the top down to the bottom. You can see on this we also have our clear view windows where they're ceramic coated, so everything just drips right off of it. But as you can see, a nice solution to the factory bellows, changes them from the plastic to a stainless steel. I'll show you something real quick. Let me just bring this up. Next product that we're going to start developing is a replacement for the rear Y covers. Let me just store that tool. Get that out of the way. So on the back side here, you have your factory way covers. We're going to implement this same design for a Y. Now, one of the things that is a very hard thing to try and find a solution, but we were able to figure it out, is that when this Y comes all the way back, you have a very small compression of about 2 inches, and we're able to actually achieve a stainless cover for back here with this design. Included in this design on the mount, we're actually going to do a washdown nozzle. So a lot of times when you're doing your chips, they like to build up over here. We'll have a washdown nozzle shooting left and right as well as center. So all the chips that build up over here will get pushed down into the factory basin and keep this clear, because a lot of times this is your next problematic bellow cover that gets chewed up. So that's it. So if you've made it this far, you have now upgraded your factory bellows to the MFCMD ArmorGuard stainless Z covers. Installation is identical on both an 1100 and 770. However, on the 770, instead of doing 4 bolts for the bottom, it's actually going to be 3. But that's not a worry for you, because that is just 3 for the lower mount that mounts to the bottom of the stainless Z weight covers. You're still going to use 2 to the bottom of the column and the 4 that are on the top, like we showed you in this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and if there is an upgrade for your Tormach 1100 or 770, you'll see it here. Next couple of videos, we'll probably showcase to you the clear view window upgrade, and as well as the development of the rear Y cover that will be coming out soon. Have a great day.